MLB bets Wednesday, July 3rd, guys. I am excited for today's plays and these weekend's plays, guys. July 4th tomorrow. A lot of trappy games I'm going to go over tomorrow, and today's games are great. Yesterday, we split the day. 2-2 all around with the analysis and 1-1 on my main plays. Luckily, we profited a little bit because we caught the Cardinals at plus 105. Small profits, pretty much a break-even day, and it happens, guys, right? We're thinking long-term. Our goal is to profit each month and profit long-term. Kind of like any investment, right? Stock market, real estate, you name it. You invest long-term, and that's how I see this too. There's going to be runs, and that happens, but at the end of the day, we're looking to consistently profit long-term, and that's what makes a successful sports bettor. Not a month worth of plays, not 2 months, a year worth of plays, and seeing the track record and seeing the profits come in. Yesterday, Mariners was one of the main plays I spoke to you guys about. I'm going to cover this in a bit. They did end up losing. They just have not been hitting. I'm going to show you guys something really interesting because the Seattle Mariners are in the top of their division, yet they're the worst team. They're the worst team with the batting average in the league right now. Yet they're number one in their division, which has the Rangers and the Astros, which confuses me a little bit. They play a lot better at home, but yesterday was a prime example. They were not able to do anything. They put up 0 runs. Baltimore won 2-0. And a close game, right? Mariners, I think, could have won that game, but they're just not batting up to par. But yet again, today they're favored. So before I go into analyzing the plays and showing you guys all this good stuff that I do every day and placing my bet live in front of you, by the way, today's is an underdog. It's going to be a nice one. Please like, share, and subscribe to the show. I'm going to continue doing this, and I'm working to do this on the weekends for you guys. I just got to gather the team correctly to do this so it can be edited correctly and put out for you guys in time so you guys get these plays free. Not many people are giving you guys free bets and placing the bet live in front of you, and along with that, analyzing and showing you guys their strategies. I'm probably the only one. Not bragging by any means, just explaining that so you guys show more support and share with your buddies, right? I want to help as many people as possible, and I feel like I am. I've gotten great messages from you guys, and my idea is to make these videos longer as time goes by, as you guys bring in more followers, comments, and and I'm just going to provide even more value for you guys, and we're just getting started with this. NFL, NBA is going to come. I'm going to be doing this on the weekends as well, and that's the goal. So wanted to give you guys that. Now, before we start, as always, guys, here's the last couple of plays we've had. We had Red Sox Sunday, we had Nationals plus 1.5 on Monday, and then yesterday we had Cardinals and Cubbies. Now, at the top of this is a play I did not send out. If you guys don't know, I'm Colombian. I was born in Colombia, born and raised in Colombia. And yesterday they played Brazil. When they went down 1-0, I took them live at plus 1100. I thought that was great value. And they almost won. The game ended up tied, but I only put 739 bucks in it. This does not count towards the record whatsoever. I did not send this play out. Altogether, over the last 3 days, we're 2-2, right? We're breaking even a little bit, and that's fine. I always tell this to my clients and share this to people that are new to this industry, maybe like you guys. This game is it's about runs and maintaining. And what do I mean by that? We all go on runs. And a big thing that a lot of you guys tell me is, hey, I go on big runs and then I lose it all. I go back and I go forth. And I explain this. That happens. Now, the big key on this is when you go on your runs, maintain what you're doing because it's working, right? But things change. Everything changes and everything ends, right? It's a matter of fact in life. So when things start changing and your games that you're analyzing aren't hitting, it's good to take a step back and maybe change some things up. Like yesterday, for example, I took 2 plays when I've been taking 1 because I'm noticing little things that I go over in my group of strategies, my community that I have. I go into that a little more in depth there. But it's important that when you're in that stage, you maintain. So you're not going down, and when the next run comes, you reach new highs. So it's a little bit of up, maintaining, and avoiding the downturn. And the downturn happens to everyone, man. It doesn't happen to just baseball players or football players. It happens in every industry. Paul Tudor, one of the greatest traders of all time, had 365 days that he lost every single trade. And this guy's known for being one of the best traders in the world. Tony Robbins had to go in, help him mentally and all that good stuff to get him back on track. So it's about maintaining that mentality and being in peak state and being prepared, guys. And it happens with what you do every single day, how you work out, how you wake up. Are you reading? Are you eating healthy? How are you maintaining your relationships? Those are things that not a lot of people talk about, but they affect your daily picks. Discipline is the key, and consistency. Just wanted to touch on that, and now let's get to today's games. As always, guys, we go into the OBP section, guys. OBP, we look at who's on top. I was looking at pitchers, so let me look at the hitters. OBP right now, over the last 7 days, we got hitting Arizona Diamondbacks #1 last 7 days. Texas Rangers on the top of the board. Giants are climbing up. Houston Astros. And at the bottom, we got Detroit Tigers, Seattle Mariners, the Marlins. The Marlins is the game I'm going to talk on today because I find value in the Marlins today, even though they suck. Now, before I start with the analysis and going over the plays that I'm going to talk about, just wanted to share this. I created this pro tracker. It's very, very, very useful for everyone. It tracks every little detail of every little sport of the last year, of the last 6 months, 3 months, you name it, and it's already made out for you guys. It's completely free. I've put the link below. You click the link, you leave your email, and I give you this pro tracker. You get it emailed right away, and it's going to help you guys track significantly. I'm having my team basically put all my MLB plays. It's still not fully. I'm actually in the 70% win rate this season. We're just missing a couple games, but as you can see, this is the last 3 months, 60 and 28, $65,000 profited. Everything's tracked, everything's posted. Not only in my spreadsheet, but along with that in my page, AF Sports with double S at the end on Instagram. Every day our results are posted, win or lose. Transparency is key in this industry, and it's something I'm trying to change because I feel like a lot of people hide their losses. So let's get to today's games. I'm going to talk first and foremost on the Boston Red Sox at Miami Marlins, guys. So first and foremost, let's look at where the money's coming. Where it's going all the way to Boston Red Sox. Understandably so. The Marlins have been playing bad. Now, something that I spoke about yesterday is knowing your players and knowing your teams and having some sort of history in baseball, right, in regards to knowledge of players. Trevor Rogers is a great pitcher. He just has had a terrible season. But last season, he was one of their best pitchers. And we're starting to see some life on the guy again. Over the last 2 games, he has been playing well, picked up 2 dubs, has only allowed 2-3 runs against a good Philadelphia team. But overall, he's been picking it up from the start. He was getting popped in the beginning of the season. Over his last 4, he's managed to keep it low. And he's giving his team a chance, which is all they need, right? So, Trevor Rogers is up and coming. I know his record says 1-8. And I always tell you guys, look beyond the record, guys. Look how they're doing. Look how they're trending. Just like I look at the last 7 days for OBP, I look at the last 15 days for pitchers as well. Because momentum is big in the sport. And Trevor Rogers has it. Now we got Bello, a young prospect for Boston that should be a great pitcher long term, but he's young and he has struggled this season significantly. Let up 7 last time out, and he's been getting popped pretty frequently. 4.4 ERA, 1-4 over his last 5. He's not been doing well. And last time he played against the Marlins, he played pretty well, but he did lose that game. Now, for today, a big aspect of this, and I'm going to touch on the Marlins, is this part. So you look at Miami Marlins, how they do against lefties, and this is a complete lock moving forward. I'm just kidding, nothing's a lock. But look how the Marlins do against left-hand pitchers. 4-26. Next time the Marlins face a left-hand pitcher, just don't take that game or fade the Marlins because that is the worst record against a left-hand pitcher. Now, we're not talking about this. Just wanted to show you guys this. 10-13 for the Boston Red Sox against left-handed pitchers. 34-26. They do significantly better against righty, and so do the Marlins. Now, the Marlins are facing a righty pitcher. Boston's facing a lefty pitcher. In today's game, money's coming all over Boston Red Sox, and understandably so, guys. Again, they're the better team. They have the better bats. Marlins have been struggling. But I'm here to tell you guys that there's value in playing the Marlins at +1.5 today. I really personally like that line. Let's look at what that line currently is at so we can check it out and see if there's actually value to it. So +160 at -1 at +1.5. It's a good play to take today, guys, especially against Bello, a kid that's been shaky. OBP-wise, yes, the Marlins are not there, but we look at the matchups as always, right? See what they've done against each other, against the pitching matchups, and you see Boston Red Sox against Rogers. They have not seen him at all, as a matter of fact. Smith's the only guy that's hit an RBI on him. When you look at Miami versus Bello, nothing too crazy either, but Bello has a home run and an RBI. So pitching matchups, in this case, just based on matchups, rather even. But altogether, just based on the last 3, 4, 5 games by these pitchers, Trevor Rogers has the edge. Miami Marlins are at home. They lost yesterday. Taking them +1.5 with a better pitcher that most people are going to fade because they look at records and they don't look beyond that is a good play. So Miami Marlins is my first analysis. I am not taking this game, guys. As always, I've told you guys that I don't like taking shitty teams and I like to find value on the board. So second game I'm going to speak on is Reds against the Yankees, guys. And you guys know this. We've been talking about this guy quite a bit recently, and it's Rodon. He has been pitching terribly. He is regressing significantly, and I would be very wary to take the Yankees today just because of that, guys. Rodon has not been pitching well. Last 3 games, he's given up 21 runs. 21 runs in 13 innings pitched. Now he's facing a Reds team that doesn't do bad against lefty. Yankees do worse against lefties, and they're facing a lefty. And you got a bot which has been playing pretty well. As you guys can see, his earned runs right here, 4-1, 2.2, 20 ERA. Let's pull up the matchups really quick to see how they've done against each other. Yankees, Cincinnati. New York has not seen a bot, and Rodon has not been seen by Cincinnati Reds. But based on trends that you guys are seeing, right, the Reds are nothing crazy. They did win yesterday, and I liked them yesterday, and I spoke it in my community, the one that I go more in depth on every game. Here I only talk on 4. If you're interested in that community, look at the link below. It's only $97 a month, and you get my analysis for basically every single game. My full analysis is like 30, 40 minutes long each day, not 10, 15 minutes long. But with that said, Reds are a play today, guys. Just based on the way the Yankees are playing, they're a household name, kind of like the Phillies, even though the Phillies won yesterday. I told you guys I don't like fading the Phillies, but they were injured yesterday. This is another case that you can fade them and take them at plus 1.5 at good value. The Reds plus 1.5 today are sitting at minus 130 against a shaky pitcher. The Reds are up and coming. De La Cruz is hitting pretty well recently, one of their best hitters. And the Reds honestly have underperformed this season because I had big hope for them. They have a team full of studs that can hit, kind of like the Cardinals. Just they've been on and off a lot. But the Reds are a team to be wary about. And plus 1.5, taking them with a team that could probably take it again today, I like that play. Now let's look at the series lines. Now I've told you guys a lot that I look at series, and it's probably gonna no, after I lost 6-5, after a win 5-13. So it's a big reason why I'm not taking this game. I'm just giving you the analysis for plus 1.5 because the Reds game 2 after a win, they're 5-13, which is pretty terrible all around. And when you look at the head-to-head, which I do look at quite a bit, the Yankees hold the edge, 6-4. The Yankees are the Yankees at the end of the day, but at plus 1.5, I find that very valuable for a team that's been playing shaky. Now, today's an Underdog's day, guys. I'll just tell you guys that right now because we're going to talk on the Padres game right now against the Rangers. Now, again, we spoke on Adam Mazur a while back. You guys got to look beyond the records, right? Always. His ERA is quite high. Not the best pitcher, but neither is John Gray. John Gray has gotten owned, and this is a big part as to why I'm looking at the Padres today. They've owned this matchup against the Rangers significantly. 9-1, guys. Then you look at the last 2 games, which we just spoke about, Trevor Rogers with the Marlins. Mazur has been playing decent, guys. For the player he is, for the pitcher and what he's expected to do, letting up 4 runs, 3, 2, 1 blow-up game, it happens, right? For a newer pitcher, one that's not expected to do much. These are not bad earned runs in 5 innings, 4 innings, 3 innings. This is pretty bad, actually. But all around, he's a player that's not expected to do much, and then they're going to rely on their bullpen. And the Padres bullpen, if you guys have been following along, and I can show you guys this, where to look at this, their bullpen has been light out. They're 3-0 over the last 3 games. They've held their opponents down, and they're playing better. And the Rangers, little things that you guys got to know when you're analyzing plays is how they've done against right-handed pitchers. Over the last 7 to 15 days, they have not been doing well. I'll leave it at that. Now, you look at Texas Rangers, John Gray has gotten annihilated over the last 3. Kind of like the pitcher we just spoke about prior, Rodon. 17 runs in basically 14 innings pitched. Baltimore's a great team. Mets have been hot. Now you got the Padres team that have been up and coming. They're missing Tatis, but when you look at the matchups, this is the intriguing part to me. And yesterday, we took a game with Philadelphia. Which game are we pulling up really quick? So you look at the matchups, and yesterday we faded the Phillies because they had a new pitcher in Mercado, and the guy absolutely dealt. And I don't think the guy dealt. I just think the Cubs weren't able to hit in big spots. Let's call it what it is. They lost 6-4. They had plenty of opportunities to score, and they made this kid look like an ace. He has a good cutter. I'll leave it at that. But they should have been able to keep that game close and potentially won it. And they scored 3 in the 9th. Suzuki with a home run. In the 5th, he had an opportunity to tie the game up, and he struck out against Mercado. So the opportunities, they had them, but they weren't able to convert. Now, in this case, similar situation, right? Texas has not seen Mazur. He's a righty-hand pitcher. He should see some runs. Let's call it what it is. Now, when you look at San Diego against Gray, look at Machado against Gray. And multiple players have seen him, from Araz to Machado to Profar to Solano. And they're all playing today. Along with that, Higashioka, I never know how to pronounce his name. He's one of the hottest hitters right now. I showed you guys yesterday where to look at players and how they're hitting over the last 7-15 days. He's one of the hottest players right now. So is Merrill. They have hot players right now. And Texas, you're facing a team that's missing their best player, Corey Seager, which is a big deal. When you look at OBP, guys, and I spoke about this in previous videos, Texas Rangers are on the top right now. and over the last 7 and 15 days. But a big part of that is Corey Seager that got injured, guys. He got injured, and now he's not playing against these guys today, and it's going to be a big deal. Personally, I believe that this is going to be a game where the Padres pull the upset, and it'll be a plus 120 winner. Let me look at the lines really quick. I think they're at plus 120. Plus 120, plus 4.5 is an option as well, minus 170, not too fat. But I do like him outright today, especially after seeing him get destroyed yesterday. Eovaldi yesterday was a better pitcher. If you look at splits at him home, he deals at home. So something to factor in, plus 120, Padres is a play of mine for today. Padres plus 120. And all because I believe the pitching matchups are rather even rather than what it shows on paper. On paper, you see 1 and 2, 7.25 ERA versus 3 and 4, 3.7 ERA. And your automatic thought is, oh, wow, I love the Rangers. They're home. They have the better pitcher. But you look deeper into that, Gray has been struggling. He's been regressing when Adam Mazur has been trending upwards. They both have great bullpens that they're going to rely on a lot today. And all around to get the Padres at plus 120, a team that's 9-1 over the last 10 against the Rangers. 9-1 over the last 10 against the Rangers with an even pitching matchups. And in my opinion, the better matchups based on what we've seen the hitters do against these pitchers, that's money, guys. Plus 120, that's value and a half. Last game I'm going to talk about, Seattle Mariners against the Orioles. Dean Kramer, guys, he has not pitched in over a month and a half. He's coming back from injuries, and you got Logan Gilbert, which has been lights out over the last 5. I believe he holds one of the best ERAs over the last 5 in MLB right now. Let's pull it up really quick. Yeah, 1.20 ERA, 4-1. He has been dealing. He's lights out. He pitches well at home. And I expect him to do big things against Dean Kramer. Dean Kramer's a great pitcher, guys. I'm not going to lie. He is, but he's coming back from injury. And yesterday, Baltimore, they didn't use their bullpen too much, but they used their best one, Encano, Perez, and Kimbrough to close the game out. So their bullpen, they still have it. They're one of the best bullpens in the league. Now, the pitching matchup favors Seattle significantly. Now, when you look at, what was I going to look at? The matchup itself to see what pitchers have done against each other, they hold the edge as well. Seattle has seen Kramer better than Gilbert has been seen by Baltimore. Santander, let's call it what it is. This guy hits on everyone. Hey, he's a monster. He's one of their best hitters. That team is stacked. And the Mariners, to me, would be a play today. They're favored minus 120. When I created my lines, I did have the Orioles a little bit more favorite. Vegas opened them up at minus 120. As you guys can see right there, Padres, I had them a little bit slight underdog due to the fact that I believe this matchup is a little bit closer. Now, just based on the pitching matchups and the public view, I see why Vegas came out with a line like that. Don't be surprised if that line pushes down to plus 115, plus 110. So Mariners would be my play today, especially after seeing them lose yesterday. I can see them bouncing back today significantly. Got to play the law of averages, right? It's really hard to win consecutive games in the MLB. And typically away, it's even harder against a team that's one of the best ones at home. So Mariners, to me, is a play today, money line. I would take them. Now, as I was mentioning before, Padres, 9-1 over the last 10 against the Rangers. Pitching matchups, you got to look beyond their records and their ERA. Look at their last 7 and 15 days. See how they've been doing. Gray regressing significantly. 17 runs in the last 3 starts. Mazur progressing. He's doing way better than when he started the season. Along with that matchups, the Padres have seen Gray a lot more, actually way more than the Rangers have seen Mazur. Mazur has not been seen by the Rangers at all. And then also, looking at the last 10, 15 days, how the teams have done against righty versus lefty pitchers. The Rangers have been struggling against the righty pitchers, and they're missing Seager. And that gives me the Padres money line for today's play. We're going to take him at plus 120, as you guys can see here, my Hard Rock app. Going in, bet place, 3,000 to win 3,600, guys. Padres money line, lock it in. And as always, guys, if you guys are growing, making money, please share the show, support the show, follow, subscribe, like, comments. That all helps out with the algorithm and for me to be able to show this to more people, right? And as always, guys, I mentioned this in the beginning of the show, the Pro Tracker, it's free for you guys. I want to provide more value to you guys so you guys start tracking and playing better. Click the link below. And if you're interested in my community where I go over even more games and more of my strategies, $97 a month, you get my analysis every single day. And they're about 30 to 40 minutes long every single day, touching on more games. The link's also below for that. I'll catch you guys tomorrow.